welcome back to the Soundproof Hunger Room, the book club that is, Soundproof Hunger Room Book Club. Um, our monthly book this month is Every Day is a Friday by Joel Osteen, and it's I would call it an inspirational book.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, inspirational book on how to, what does it say, be happy 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is Orlando's book, so we're gonna let Orlando start this one off, and we'll go and work our way around the room.
All right. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate y'all chiming in on time. Some of y'all in your bed, some in your car, some in the West End. It's all good. Appreciate y'all's time though. I'll be brief. This book was so nice for me that I read it twice. It changed my mindset, and the book explains how we feel excited and positive on Fridays, but dread Mondays and expecting stress right even before the day starts. And I come to the conclusion that all people need is a boost. You know what I mean? I think that the book provides it provides advice on choosing joy and shifting your mindset and your perspective. You know what I mean? And also practicing like simple habits. That could be meditation, exercise, of joining a book club, whatever your vice is. But that's what I got out the book, man. It's filled with a bunch of principles that I've applied to my life, and I found my life a lot easier because I thought I could do everything myself, but I got to give it all to God. I'm not the most spiritual person in the world, but I know there is a higher being, and I respect that, and I respect his presence. And one of those principles are letting go of the past. A lot of us can't let go of the past, and it eats away at us, and that's not good for our spirit. Sometimes you just got to let those things go, whether it be business relationships, personal relationships, sometimes family, a wrongdoing from a family member. And it's another principle is that I read that it's okay to laugh often, because laughing is a form of healing, right?
Mm.
Right?
Right.
It definitely is.
It is laughing is a part of healing. And one more principle that I picked up is that not giving away your personal power. A lot of us will just submit our power to other individuals, and we can never thrive like that. We have to always surround ourselves with people that's doing things that speak positivity and positive affirmations, and stay grounded and stay rooted. Sometimes you got to take an inventory for your life, pruning, pruning, pruning negativity off of your life, whether it be family, that job, that relationship, anything that's not flourishing, making you grow, we have to shed that. But I'm sorry I'm long winded, but that's what I got from the book, man. I appreciate y'all.
You don't have to apologize. This is your book, so yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah. Who, who got next?
I'll go. I definitely share a lot of the sentiments that you do about the book. Ironically, I didn't know if I wanted to read this book because I haven't been the biggest fan of Joel and his teachings, but I also think I didn't give it a chance. And I thought about that as I was listening to his book, just about how he had different naysayers and people that didn't even know why they didn't like him.
Right.
So, but listening to the book, it gave me everything that I didn't think I was going to get. I thought it was going to be more religious. I thought it was going to kind of be that type of book, but it really was tools and just things that you can use to get through everyday struggles. And it was for everyday people. And I think that anybody could apply it no matter what religion they practice. And like you said, not giving people your power, remembering your power, remembering
Sure.
your gifts, just all of those things. I actually used some I actually used one of the lessons, for an elderly client that I'm dealing with. He's dealing with dementia and I think bits of schizophrenia. So he feels like somebody is doing something to him. And I had to remind him, like, nobody can do anything to you that you don't allow. Like, take your power back. I reminded him of Daniel's in the Lion Den, just
Mm-hmm.
all of those things. So I did get a lot from the book and I appreciate it. And I think I will, just kind of maybe even go back through it and write down some of the things that really stuck out for me.
Sure, sure.
Just so I can remember those things when I'm feeling a certain kind of way. So
Right.
yeah.
I'm not trying to tell every. I agree with you 100%, babe. I mean, I'm not trying to say I don't get emotional about things or upset about anything. You know what I'm saying? But if I could change my perspective of how I interact with, how I deal with different situations, I don't have to worry about that unwanted stress. It. Some people aren't wired like that. Some people fight fire with fire and sling mud on each other, but I'm not about that drama. You know what I'm saying?
Um, I'll just go ahead and say what I got to say.
Yeah.
Um, from the beginning, as soon as you posted this book, I was pissed. I was pissed because, um, first off, Joel Osteen and
I'm
what he
crying.
stands for. Yeah, what he stands for. When he closed his church up during the floods and all of that stuff. So after that, on top of that, me being born and raised here in Atlanta and being close to Creflo Dollar and all of that, I've never liked mega churches. So I was already biased from the very beginning because it was Joel Osteen and because it's a mega church, and I'm just not into like religious stuff like that. And because of what he did, I was completely against this book, and that's why I was like, I'm not buying it. I'm not. He's not getting none of my money. None of that. So luckily, I was able to get a free audio book of it, which
Right.
was even more so like an 8.5 hour sermon of listening to him because he did the vocals. And what I got from this book, well, I will say there are a lot of things in there that I feel like it can help people. Um, but mostly everything he had in this book, I've read in psychology books, like different types of psychology books. They dig into everything that he kind of pointed, or brought out, and he used like Bible verses or stories, personal stories, to kind of go over some of those things. And like you were saying, some of the stuff like Helen was saying, just some of the things that he point out when you really look at it is like, okay, if I do give it that kind of focus and that attention, then it can help out in your day to day life. And I wrote down some stuff like happiness is a choice. That's something you have to really um, be deliberate about finding your happiness. And like you were saying, Orlando, changing your perspective on how you approach your daily operations. So, like you were saying, if you get up Monday and you be like, damn, it's money, I'm sick of this, you got to kind of change your thought process on that. And of course, it's easier
Mm-hmm.
said than done, but it's really up to you how you decide how you going to make yourself feel that day or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. And one of the things that I did like when they was talking about keep your strength under control, and he told a story about the guy in a restaurant, and the bikers came in there, and they was trying to show all their masculinity, and they grabbed the
Uh-huh.
guy food and knocked his food out on the plate, and the guy just got up and left, and the guy, the motorcycle dude, motorcycle dude
Right.
was like, yeah, he not a man, is he? He ain't much of a man, is he? And then the waitress was like, yeah, he ain't much of a driver either, because he done ran over all y'all cars. So I was like,
There's
okay,
some humor in that. Yeah.
right. And I understood that, like, you don't always have to, like you just said, meet violence with violence. Sometimes you beat people in other ways, and it ain't got to be necessarily right then and there. But that was him controlling what he had to control and did what he needed to do to get his get back. So, uh, overall, I would say there were some things in the book that were interesting, but um, yeah, I wasn't for this book, but it was okay. I'll just say it was an okay book. So, but I was
All
ready to
right.
swing on you when you put it out there. That's all I got to say.
I'll go ahead and go next.
All
So,
right.
much like Sean, I'm not a Joel Osteen fan, and so I wasn't excited about the book. And I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even finish it. Um, I probably got about halfway through the book though.
Okay.
And the thing of it is, it is a very inspirational book. He makes a lot of great points. One thing from what, as far as I got, one thing that I didn't necessarily like is, while yes, you have to be positive, I think the book does miss the part about talking about duality and really explaining to people it's not just a matter of when something happens or you feel a type of way, you can't feel that way. Like, you also need to know how to adjust those types of feelings, because just being positive, 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 that's not how it goes. Now, if he got into that
Right.
later, my bad for what I just said. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but this type of teaching though, I am for it. And
Mm-hmm.
this is kind of what I do on a daily basis anyway. So like in the mornings, whether it's like a Neville Goddard or Abraham Hicks, um, Les Brown, uh ET, like all of those types of people. Like, I
Right.
start my morning with that type of stuff anyway. So this just kind of fits right within that
Mm-hmm.
realm. What he did, he just, added the Bible to everything that a lot of the psychology people, life coaches and all that stuff already talk about anyway.
Right.
And like I said, I start my mornings like that anyway. So for me, it's just kind of reinforcing stuff that I do on a daily basis. So I mean, it was cool, but just who Joel is as a person, it's a major turnoff. And I know at the same time though that like you can't miss the message because of the messenger. But I don't
Mm-hmm.
like Joel, so there's that.
Marie, what you talking about?
So, contrary to everyone else, I actually used to love Joel Osteen. Like, he was funny, smart or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't until, he did that whole situation in Houston, and I have family in Houston now, so that really got under my skin, because I was like, what if it was them and they needed to get in?
Hey, he was the original. Close the doors. He was the original.
Yeah, see, the funny thing is,
He
it's
definitely was
like,
the original.
He wasn't asking for $10,000 either, was it?
so,
Nah.
but it's hard. That's like, for me, it's like, so I didn't read the book, FYI, because I'm a principled person, right? And it's like someone who could cook really well, right? The food is good, but their kitchen is nasty. I'm not gonna eat it. I'm sorry.
All
So
right.
the kitchen is nasty. Like, I saw the cat in the kitchen. I don't care if it was delicious. I'm not
Right,
touching it or whatever. But
right.
because, Orlando, of course, I want to support you guys or whatever. And anytime there's about happiness and things like that, especially when we get to this age and the climate that we're living in right now with a lot of mental health issues,
Yes.
it's important for us to get these things together, right? Just to be able to go
Sure.
through our day to day and manage stuff or whatever. I'm big on walking away, and I never was. I was very confrontational, but the
Mm-hmm.
the happiness, how I protect my, like, I really will in all situations, at work and professional thing. I'll say what I say, and I mean what I say, and I
Right.
walk away, and I feel so great when I
You
do that.
protecting
Like,
your peace, right? You
yeah,
protecting
but
your peace.
it is funny because, like,
Yeah.
people, like, we say it, but it's a real thing. And I know there's a whole thing, like, even if you wanted to change your mood, it's hard to change your mood if you're standing right in that same spot, in that same situation. So sometimes you got to walk outside, get a breath of fresh air, come back in. I've done circles around the building. I've excused myself, like, I'll be back, go do a
Right.
circle around the building, and my whole mindset changes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I wasn't surprised. Joel knows how to write a good book. I probably got like 3 books of his already. He knows how to write a good book. That's his
Mm-hmm.
gift. He has the gift of gab. He's very charismatic or whatever. So I wasn't surprised. I didn't never doubt if the book was going to be a good book or not. but Joe is
Right.
just not a good human. You understand what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Joe looks out for Joe and his people, which is fine because he's not the only one, right?
Right.
So, but I'm happy that you know, Orlando, first of all, because for you to put this as a man, for you to put this book in the chat, it definitely touched your heart. It definitely changed you in a way. So there's the takeaway right there. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Um,
appreciate it.
yeah, that's all we need because we don't know Joe, F Joe,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we know Orlando.
You hear that, Jai?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we could care two shits about him. But anyway, but if someone in this group, if someone we know we're adjacent to, they found a way to be happy and maintain happiness in the climate that we live in as African, listen, I'm all for it. I'm here for it. I'm gonna always celebrate it and I'm always gonna be a part of it. So there's that.
Well said. Well said. Let me ask y'all a question, man. How can you choose happiness every day, regardless of your circumstances? I mean, there's no wrong answer.
Oh, go ahead.
You
Y'all go first.
you said, how do you choose happiness?
Every day, regardless of your circumstances.
I think when you put, and I'll say at my beautiful age of 48, and it's more days behind me than ahead of me, I think you put things in perspective that really matter.
Right.
When you start looking at the things that really matter, um, like your health, take care of your bills, take care of your family. That's just the essential foundation type stuff. Make sure you take care of your household and all of that. Everything after that is extra. So if I focus on those things and I make sure those things are taken care of, then everything else is just kind of a byproduct. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, knowing that I'm good with my people and I'm good with whatever I have going on, I'll allow myself a passage to be happy, and I'll continue to do that on my own. And then if somebody else comes into the fold, so be it. We'll move in that way. But for me, it's being able to really focus on the things that are important to me and not get caught up in a whole lot of extra stuff that really don't mean nothing in the scheme of things. So that's how I do
Right on, right on. What about you, Helen? You still there?
I am. I was losing reception for a minute, but um, how do I choose? I think that what I do is I just kind of realize the patterns of how everything always work out for me.
Right.
Even when I think that it's not, and even when it doesn't, I take those lessons from what just happened and I see how it just buds something else greater in my life every time.
it.
So just the hope that that will continue to happen just kind of pushes me through, all of the dark stuff. And I always try to find something positive out of it. But other than that, finding the joy in my music. That's it.
I know that's right. That's something
Yeah,
we
yeah,
definitely have in common.
yeah.
What's
That's a
up,
good.
Jai? You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just making a lot of noise, so I had y'all on mute. Um, for me, you said finding the joy every day, right? How do
Yeah.
I
How
do?
can you choose happiness every day, regardless of your circumstances?
It's a matter of putting everything into perspective, and I think they say with age comes wisdom. We know that's not always true, but I have found that to be the case. And so
Yeah.
it's just looking at like what's really important and what makes me happy. Um, and no matter how small it is, like I'm in here, I'm a plant girl and I garden. And if I go and I see, I have a new flower, something is sprouting, like that stuff, it makes me happy. And it's so
Right.
simple, but it's okay to just realize that how something so small, it
Mm-hmm.
honestly births stuff that is so big. And then, just not allowing people to disturb my peace and my happiness, keeping, folks who like mess and drama and all of that, keeping them away and at
Right.
bay. I don't participate in a whole lot of stuff and certain people because like for what? Because the thing of it is, like 5 minutes from now, is
Right.
all of this going to matter? You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
5 days from now, am I even going to remember what happened or this conversation?
Right.
So it's just a matter of pouring into the
Those that pour into
people.
you, right?
It's not even all, those who pour into me, because part of it, you got to remember, especially at our ages, that we all have so much stuff going on. So somebody
Right.
pouring into me, like, they might not have an opportunity to do it on a regular basis. So I
Mm-hmm.
can't just, look at that, because I got to remember it's always something happening,
Right.
especially with this crazy administration. So it's just a matter of finding the joy in the smallest thing in life
Mm-hmm.
and rocking with that, because ultimately being upset like that, it doesn't just emotionally hurt, that shit physically hurts.
Mhm.
Right.
Especially at
Yeah.
this age. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why are we doing it? Like, no, just be happy. Do the things that you want. Hang around the people that you want. It doesn't matter what anybody else has to say about it. Cause guess what? When I see the new bloom on my plant, my ass is
Mhm.
happy, and I'm gonna take a picture and I might even share it. And I don't care how you feel about it, cause I'm good with it.
Right.
Mm.
Uh, John, I was just at a nursery yesterday sipping a latte. Girl, I was so happy. I was
See,
sitting in the nurse, sitting around the butterflies, was jumping off of the. And it's funny because I brought my daughter and her best friend because my daughter's best friend loves plants and they're about to go back to school. So we're getting stuff together, right? So we went to see if there was a plant that she needed to take back to school with her. I went to look for plant food. But when I tell you, I found that place on Instagram and I was like, girl, we got to try this. They got matcha, they got lattes. We're gonna sit here. I was so happy.
I
The
love that.
the funny thing about this whole thing is also knowing when you got people who don't want to be happy. Everybody don't want to
Oh
be.
yeah.
Everybody
Yeah,
don't want
Yeah.
joy.
yeah,
That's
You
fact.
understand? They
That's
don't. They
fact.
just don't want it, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's just I just don't want to be around it. If you don't want it, that's fine. I just don't. I want no part to that.
Right.
Because like Sean said, like our days are pretty much numbered. Like we are coming up, and it ain't. So I want to make the
Mm-hmm.
best out of what I have left. Like I'm not trying to struggle with anybody and their emotions because they decided that they didn't want to tap in and figure out what was wrong with them. Like, what's bothering you today? You
Right.
know? So that's how I stay happy. I realize that everything is not my problem. Before I used to, I'm very empathetic. Like I can come in a room and feel an energy, and I'm like, wait,
Right.
what's going on, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
then I said, wait, I'm okay. Whoever go read this book, go see a therapist. And
Right.
Mm.
that's even with my kids, with everybody. You got a problem, go to a therapist. Because no, no, like
Mm.
I'm not going to therapy. That's a white thing.
whatever.
Don't do that. Don't
What?
do that.
Yeah, we definitely
But
got
you
to
know what?
break,
I'm
break.
glad
We
that
got to
you
break that
mentioned
Yeah.
stereotype.
It's people that have that mindset though.
Yeah, we
that's
got to
true.
break that. Yeah. What were you saying, Helen?
Oh no, I'm sorry. There was a delay. But no, I was saying I'm glad that she said that, like when she feeling that energy, she move away, that's the reoccurring theme of, a lot of what you guys said, just making sure that you're removed from all of the negative energy or the people that's not supporting, et cetera. And I mean, I guess
Right.
to bring it back to the book, a few things that or stories that I may not have thought of, it was one that he said like he was going to the barber and she was just so negative, like negative Nancy,
Yeah.
just all the time. And I found
Yeah.
myself in that space by being, a proclaimed humanitarian. I'm just always just drowning in secondhand trauma, but I'm learning just through my own griefs and just from hearing stories like that. Just it's okay to be of service to someone, but also
Sure.
learning how to remove myself when they're gonna bring me into the same space that they are. I can't drown with you, So that was a good
Mhm.
example in the book that kind of stuck with me, like, all right, Helen, like that was one of the lessons that you needed to hear. That one was for you. And then like another one was I think it was more of like a Bible parable, and I'm terrible with these because I don't really know the Bible. But I guess when Jesus was about to perform a miracle, he made sure
Mhm.
to get out everybody that was against him. Like he figured out who was against him. Like, oh, okay, you don't believe that I'm about to do this? You don't believe
Right.
I'm about to do that? You don't believe I'm
Right.
about to do it neither? All right, bye. And both
Mhm.
of those were lessons that stuck out for me about removing people that either don't believe in your gifts, believe in what you say that you're about to do, not supportive, or just have that negative energy, just removing it. And then that will keep you more focused on just your main thing, keeping your main thing the main thing. So
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. He definitely spoke about not accepting other people's garbage. That was
Mhm.
the phrase that he used in there. And that's definitely, I think that's something that a lot of people tend to do unintentionally, especially when it comes to family or either close friends. We always feel like we have to take on whatever it is they taking on. And like you said, if the energy ain't right, then hey, I'm gonna holler at you some other time. You
That's
know what
it.
I mean? I get at you.
That's it.
If you need me, let me know. I can do
Right.
what I can, but you ain't finna kill my vibe.
Exactly.
Right.
And we got to realize that it's nothing wrong with that because family will try to make you feel bad or
No
even
will.
just friends,
Yeah.
people like, why you not here? Why you not around? How come you not dealing? Like, because I'm not dealing with that type of energy. It's the
Right.
same thing,
Yep.
when you got people and they in the same situations, but they just keep staying in the situation, but they want to keep talking to you. Nah, I'm not going to keep listening to this. I'm not going to
Mhm.
Right.
keep feeding your
You won't be there.
negativity because I
That's right.
live more positive around here. So you
Mhm.
either figure out how to come to the positive side of life or you just, holler at me never. And
Hey, you like,
it's
hey,
So
who
okay
all
to
over
do
there?
that.
That's what you like. Who
Right.
over there?
who over
Right.
there? Who coming to the party?
Right.
Who coming to the cookout?
Yeah,
You
I
know
remember
what?
telling my mother one time when I went home, I said, I can't even come over here like that with y'all or come up here like that with y'all because y'all just so stressful. Somebody
Mhm.
always arguing about something. It's always a fight. It's just, or a disagreement. It's something going on. I said, I don't have time for this. And she ain't like it, but that was real because it was bringing my energy down.
Yeah.
Right. God gave us the sense of discernment and intuition.
Mm-hmm.
So it's on you to use that. But if you don't, and you out here being naive, you subject to anything. You know what I'm saying?
I recently went on a trip with my one half of my family, but my other half didn't go.
Uh-huh.
And my brother had a surgery, and I felt bad because he wasn't on the trip and he was going through the surgery, and I almost blew my trip,
Right.
like getting depressed and all this other stuff. And then I said, he made choices, and so the point that I'm about to make is we have to allow people to live with their choices, right? Like
Sure.
I had to come to make a peace with that. Like those were his choices to make. Now these are his consequences to live in. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I mean, at first I started like I felt bad and it almost ruined the whole thing. Then I was like, no, you can't do this because it's not even fair to the people that you with that you're carrying that baggage. That's not even yours to
Mm-hmm.
carry. You
Right.
Right.
know?
Right.
So
You saying that makes me think of this video that went viral last year, and it was this guy saying, "If I'm on vacation, don't call me with no bad news." He
Uh,
said, if
right.
such and such die, I can't do nothing over here on
it's
this vacation. So
it's
don't
Mm-hmm.
call
true.
me and ruin my trip
Right.
because they didn't die. The house on fire. I'm not a fireman. I can't put it
Right.
out. Don't call me at 3 o'clock in the morning and wake me up
that
to tell me
It's
that the house
true.
is on fire. My
It's true.
mother, my mother's like that. She said, if somebody died at 2 o'clock in the morning, don't call me because they still gonna be dead at 9 a.m.
That's true.
So you waking me up out of my sleep, and now I can't go back to sleep, and I'm sitting around looking crazy.
I think that's the most selfish thing you can do. So I think I check people with that. Like Don't, especially at work. Like, I'm at work. Why are you calling me at work? You
Yes.
understand, to tell me? So did I even know the person like that? Like, and that's when it really, like, it'll be a third cousin, and you'll be like, when was the last time I spoke to that person? Please don't
Right.
do that. Please don't do that. People think I'm a horrible parent because even when the kids would throw up as little kids, I would be like, what are you waking me up for? Like, you know where the bathroom is? Go throw up in the bathroom. Don't come throw up in my room. Like, that thing used to make me mad. I mean, like, let me teach you
Right.
how to throw up. Go, this is the place you go to throw up, because more than likely I told you to stop eating that thing that you was eating and now you're throwing up. So just go straight to the bathroom. Don't bring me into this. I don't want no parts of this throwing up session that you got going on. So
That's funny.
yeah, man, like, dead serious. I was so serious about that. I don't know. But this whole thing, like, with happiness, especially with these, like, kids these days, these kids
Yeah.
are so privileged and they're crying that they're not happy. You know what I mean?
Right. I think Frank Ski just did something online about that because he had a young caller call in and tell him, "Hey, we got it worse than y'all did," and it just went crazy, man. I was like, "Oh my goodness, these kids got the world in the palm of their hands and still can't take advantage of it."
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. We just got on my nephew because we're like, you're 11. You got more
Mhm.
stamps on your passport than most people will have in their lifetime. I said, you're
Right.
going to be on somebody's couch talking about, oh, look, this my parents did this to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just
Yeah.
because you don't appreciate the life that they're trying to show you at an early age. This is
Right.
ridiculous, you know?
Right.
So
Hmm.
sometimes, like, that happiness thing, you got to look at who you're dealing with in terms of, do they even want it? So
Right. They
yeah,
not. A lot of them aren't grateful for anything, which
yeah.
brings me to gratitude. Like in the book, he was asking, what role does gratitude play in maintaining happiness? Similar to that couple who complained about the house, right? That
Uh-uh.
couple that complained about the house and they grew to appreciate it once they was on the verge of losing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gratitude is everything. And I think people overlook how important that is in your life. And it's the saying, I'm gonna mess it up, but it's something about like gratitude and negativity pretty much can't live in the same space. And
Right.
if you really start your day, or you start your day, but then you also just have like things that you remember when things happen, it can change your mood so fast. And I think a lot of times too, people forget to be grateful for the small things. Like, you just got in your car and it started,
Absolutely.
and you have AC, and it's, you're sane.
Right.
Absolutely.
You left your house and then you made it back.
You're
Yeah.
And
right.
we have to remember that none of these things are promised to us.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so if you can stay in a space of gratitude, it's also life changing. It's so life changing, but
Yeah.
it's hard for people to just stay in that mood to really see the
Just stay
impact
it.
it'll have on
Yeah.
your life overall. But I
Mhm.
think if people will really make it a practice of, like, first thing in the morning saying, maybe 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for, before you go
Hmm.
to bed, like journaling 3 things that happened that day that you're grateful for, it really would change your life.
I created a bowl with sticky notes. It's just a glass bowl, and anytime something that I find in a moment, I make sure I write it down. And at the end of the year, like, I look and I read those things. You know what I mean? Off of those sticky notes, just to remind me, like,
90.
girl,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
this was your life this year. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I don't get into all that. Like I'm just one of them people, like, people say crazy stuff to me and be like, I don't need no friends. I got a PlayStation 5 and some Legos and I'm happy. So
Yeah.
leave me
So I'm a nine. In essence, I'm a 9-year old. I'm okay.
right. And a 9-year-old with bills and I'm loving it.
I'm a 9-year-old living on my own.
And I'm loving it.
A 9-year-old with Bill.
Right.
Hey,
And
that's
I'm loving
life.
it.
Hey man, you at the top of the food
I
chain, brother.
know. I imagine. Imagine.
All of y'all at the top of the food chain. All of y'all, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate
What
y'all.
Lil Wayne say? Cause his little kids still ride on big wheels.
Yeah.
Hey, hey,
Yes.
Yeah.
just keep living. That's what my mom say. Just keep
Yeah.
living.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Keep
true.
waking up. Keep waking up. All
It's
right, we're gonna go on and bring this one to a close. Next month's book is on Ja. Ja, you got any idea what you gonna do?
Yeah, so next month's book is going to be Octavia Butler, The Parable of the Sower.
okay.
I haven't read it. I've heard amazing things
Me
about
too.
her as
Okay.
a person and an author. Now, I can't lie. I was trying to find something that was just a little bit shorter because, we all got lives. It's a lot going on. So it is about 260 pages, I think. But I heard that she's really, really amazing. So I haven't read it either. So I'm excited for this book.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Appreciate
Yeah.
Thank you for taking us into consideration.
That's funny.
I did. I really tried. I probably looked at about 8 books and I was like, man, everything I want to read is kind of long, but
Right.
it is
Well,
what it is.
Orlando didn't care with this Bible he just gave us.
Yeah, hey,
It was
well,
pretty.
you
That,
need
It
you
was
need to be
pretty.
dipped anyway. You
that,
need to be
that
dipped.
8.5 hour sermon I had to listen to. God
You
dang.
sometimes ain't nothing wrong with a spiritual cleansing, my brother.
It's all good. I wasn't gonna leave you hanging, but he wasn't getting under my coins.
it.
You are so funny.
That's fine.
I
Mind you,
did
I
use a
bought the
free
book.
audible.
I bought the book and got irritated with his face and returned it. I was like, I'm so irritated right now.
See, y'all messing up. I had T-shirts for y'all, but I guess I'll
Never
wait till
mind.
next month.
Come on now.
Don't get your money back, bro. Get your money back.
It just reminded me how visual I am. I'm like, oh God, this man's face is getting on my nerves.
Yeah, I couldn't do that one. I
Yeah,
couldn't do
ain't
that
no
one
white
either.
man welcome to my house.
Woo!
Yeah,
All the sleeves on the books are off, the ones that I have, and I'm giving them to my sisters. They like him too, still. Oh
Oh,
Lord.
yeah.
That is
No,
funny.
send them to me for my Christmas gift, for my
You,
birthday.
I'll
My
pack them
birthday
all.
coming
I'll
up.
pack you
Send them
all
to
my.
me. My
I got
birthday,
work.
August
You
1st.
want the workbooks? You want the
I want
workbooks?
all of them. Send them all to me.
right. You want the workbook, the little journal that come with the book?
Oh
The
Everything.
Lord, have
workbooks, the work
mercy.
through.
I want the stickers, the coloring, the scratch and stiff Snickers, all of that.
Please,
Lord, it's
please.
gonna smell like blessed oil.
Right. Then
That's
it's
that
gonna be
olive oil. That's that.
Right.
it's gonna be a ticket to come visit the church, but it's gonna
Right.
cost you 200 to get in at the front row.
Exactly.
Damn.
No, it's gonna
Damn.
cost you 200 to get out too.
Right. 200
See, hey, we gotta get Drewski and get his perspective because y'all bugging out. All
Oh
right,
Lord.
y'all.
Oh,
All
man.
right,
All right,
guys.
y'all. We're gonna let it in here. And again, we appreciate everybody showing up. We're gonna keep trying to make this thing grow. And I'm looking forward to this next book because I haven't read any of her stuff, but I've always heard good things about her and her writings. So I'm
Yes.
looking forward to it. So John, when you get, or I'll look it up and I'll post the book up or whatever, and then we'll get it rolling. So I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening, and y'all be safe out there.
All
Thank
right.
you. You
See
too.
y'all.
All
I
right.
see you.
All right.